Hello, criminal justice enthusiasts, and welcome back to The Darkest Files. So, we are on October 4th, The Last Suspect. We've got to interview Schickert and see what he has to say. Personally, I've started to form my opinion already, and I actually wanted to revisit the facts a
Good
little bit
morning, Miss
here.
Katz. Oh, and there was a letter for you. I left it on your desk.
Alright, we will talk to her real
Miss
fast.
Katz.
Doesn't seem to have anything else to say. That's good. But before we get to that letter, let me go ahead and show you what I sort of thought about that I believe I'm going to find here. Alright. I think it's in here in the old case. Alright, so we had this where he gave the order. I then told my driver to come with me to the office. The others went to the prisoner to carry out my order as requested. They're already unrest in the country because of Americans. Alright, so shortly thereafter there was a polite knock on the door and group leader Faltman reported to me that the insurgent had been successfully executed. So we can't prove that Faltman did it. But what I can do is, who went to the cell? Kibitz didn't go to the cell. Kibitz went with Schwartz because he is the driver. So it's just Schickert and Faltman in here. So I'm thinking Faltman actually is at fault here, and Schickert is the one who shot. I do think Schickert's the one who shot because we have the gun evidence. So, we've got all that. A little bit of a change from what I had before. Let's go ahead. Well, not this. We need the letter. And we need our stuff there. Let's see about the letter. Alright. This one, I will say, I can sort of read it right now. If you cannot, this is going to be a very rude letter. I am going to read it aloud because I am going to cover everything in the game, as I always do. But if this is not something that you would like to hear, it's a good chance to mute your speakers right now. Once the letter goes down, then you can unmute them and you won't hear any of this. And I would suggest not reading what's going to be on the screen, because I am going to change it to show the transcript. So, final warning, 3, 2, 1. Jewish pig, we know where you live. We know what you do. We are watching. Day and night, we see you. The German people have been through enough because of vermin like you. You should have burned with the rest of your kind, and instead of disappearing, hiding in the gutters where you belong, you once again attacked us. So hear us. You will burn. We will finish what we started, beginning with traitor trash like you. Alright. Charming letter. Not going to stop me by any means. I'm still going to do my job. But it does, as I said, I mean, it is good in a way. This does give you the historical context of a lot of people's ideology, sadly, back then. Last suspect will arrive soon. Mr. Peters wants to talk to you. The documents from Berlin should be arriving later today. If you need any others, I might still be able to pull a few strings and get them in by the end of the day. Alright. Hungary invaded. 9 days after the announcement of Imre Nagy's government by Hungary's revolutionaries, its fate seems to have been sealed as Soviet tanks returned to the streets of Budapest. Reports of violence continue to flow from around the entire country, which, with what remained of Hungarian forces being rapidly eradicated by the invading USSR army. Chairman Nagy's fate, following his unanswered plea to the nations of the world, is unknown. Suez aflame. A week after the occupation by the Israeli army, it continued to attack the Romanian defense forces on the Sinai Peninsula. On the other side of the Suez Canal, the Egyptian mainland is under constant bombardment by the British and French air forces, although there is no official declaration of war. In London, Prime Minister Anthony Eden insists that the United Kingdom is not at war with Egypt. So if I recall this time period correctly, what's going on here is that actually Egypt and several other countries in the Middle East had attacked Israel originally, and Israel had sort of flanked around Egypt into the peninsula, cutting off their troops from Egypt. Basically, what ends up happening then is the Egyptians have to pretty much surrender They lose a good deal of land that is then later given back by some of the Israel and the other allied forces with Israel on that. But yeah, that's, I believe, what's going on in that particular period. This one I'm not as familiar with here as far as what's going on with the USSR and Hungary. But definitely the world is still at war. Alright, we're going to get a call about... There we go. Our person should be here.
Mr. Schickett has just arrived. He's waiting in the conference room.
Good to hear. Yeah, let's ask if there was anything off.
Was there anything unusual about this letter? Did you notice anything off?
Off?
Was it brought in normally? Delivered personally? Or, I don't know, anything?
Can't say. It came with the post, like letters do. Is everything all right?
I'm going to be honest, it is a threat letter.
It was a threat letter.
A threat? The... Oh. Oh dear. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's not her fault because it really isn't.
It's not your fault.
Still, I can't believe these people.
Yeah, definitely is part of the job. Can't let it stop me. I have an interview now. Yeah, I'm going to go with part of the job.
I wasn't warned about this job. Professional risk, right?
Unfortunately. Still, if there is anything I can do, just say the word.
Yep. I'm not going to let it rattle me. It's rude what was in the letter, but you know what? Hateful people are going to be hateful.
And who do you think did it? Any ideas? That's what I thought.
I agree. That's who I'm going with as well.
Mr. Schickett, I didn't expect you yet.
Arriving on time means you're 15 minutes late.
Alright, it is sort of an old mindset, but you know what? I still have that mindset myself most of the time. Though lately, especially with like the rib injury and stuff, I've been slowing down some, sadly.
I'm glad you're so cooperative. Thank you for coming. My name is Esther Katz. I am the prosecutor in charge. I'll cut right to the chase. What happened on the 28th of April back in 45?
So, you're finally reopening the case, aren't you?
I'm going to go with you seem excited, because, I mean, yes, we are reopening the case, but I'm curious about his excitement about it.
You seem excited about this. What is it to you?
Let me put it this way. I still have a score to settle. It is time for some gentleman to answer for what happened back then.
Just to be clear, you are referring to?
Kibitz and local group leader Feitman.
So, your superior and your colleague. What had happened?
On that day, Feitman, Kibitz and I had captured an alleged insurgent. We had taken him to the district office and locked him in a cell. It was an old man.
Was his name Hans Naumann?
It's more than 10 years ago. I'm pretty certain that this was his name, yes.
Please describe the situation.
Shortly after, the two men came out. Pointing to the cells, the district leader gave the command.
Can you tell me more about your local group?
We mainly wrote reports and helped in the district where help was needed.
How did the members of your group spend their free time?
They went drinking together. Not me though. I don't drink. I prefer being home early and getting a healthy sleep.
Well, that's definitely different than me. I sleep very rarely, but not a drinker myself either, so I can at least relate to that. Alright, let's continue with the story.
What kind of command?
He ordered us to shoot the prisoner.
Were there any other prisoners at that time?
No. The old man was the only one that day.
Was it common for prisoners to be executed?
No. We were a local group, not the SS.
Why did you relocate the office?
Because of the big air raid. We wanted to be underground. We hoped that we would be safer there.
So some of the information is matching up, others not so much. Ooh, this is new.
Were your group's actions documented?
Certainly, but that wasn't my task. District Leader Schwarz took care of it. But most of those files were destroyed, unfortunately.
If somebody did stay with Schwarz, it could have been documented somewhere.
Yeah, well, Schwartz documented it himself.
How was working under District Leader Schwarz?
He was a strict man with defined values. Easy to work under because he was so organized and knew the strengths and weaknesses of each member.
How was working with Mr. Faltman?
A power-hungry bully who kisses his boss's butts and belittled his subordinates. And that's if you were on his good side. Let's say his threats shouldn't be taken lightly.
How did you and Mr. Kiebitz get along? You both held the same title?
Mr. Kiebitz. Yes, we both were local group members. We did not get along so well.
How did you fit into this local group?
I have always proudly done my duty. I oversaw security.
Alright, nothing else it seems like in here. So let's continue the story.
The district leader returned to his office together with Mr. Kiebitz. Mr. Faltman asked me to follow him. Together we walked down the corridor to the cell where the old man was kept.
I agree with his narration so far. That's what I was just saying before we did this
I can
interview.
still hear the air raid siren in my head.
Yeah, I don't know what that really...
Mom waking me up. Pack your things, get into the basement. Was your local group in contact with other local groups?
We were in permanent contact with all the other Bavarian groups.
How did you make sure you had enough electricity?
We had a generator for power outages and oil lamps.
Alright.
Who prepared the cells for prisoners?
A few colleagues from the local group. It did not take much to set up. With a bucket and a mattress, it was done.
Did prisoners ever stay longer?
A couple of days maximum. They were here for interrogations.
Just a bucket and that's it?
They were prisoners.
Alright, so I am missing one. We'll have to look for that, possibly after the description here.
What did Mr. Faltman do?
The group leader raised his voice.
Do you remember his words?
He told me to shoot the prisoner.
And did you shoot the prisoner?
No, I did not. The man was clearly innocent.
Alright, let's go with why, because he should say the explanation, I believe, of the man's an old man.
How did you come to this conclusion?
He was accused of... what was it again? I remember someone mentioning it.
Just a second, I have that somewhere.
Yeah.
According to this block warden's report, Mr. Naumann had torn down a Reich flag and beaten up the block warden.
Yes, that was it. Look, the man we had captured there. I'd have counted him lucky if he was able to get out of bed every morning. Besides, group leader Faltman himself had said earlier that we had only taken him hostage. Him and Kibitz had hoped that the perpetrator would turn himself in if they held the old man hostage,
Why did they assume that?
because the perpetrator was the son of the old man. That's what they believed, at least.
So they had hoped the son would come to get his father released?
Exactly.
But you didn't think their plan would work?
Doesn't matter what I was thinking. You can't just go and take a fellow German hostage.
How did your superior take your refusal?
Not well. He yelled, and I argued.
Do you remember your words?
I told him that it made no sense and that we should refrain from doing that. Group leader Faltman then threatened me. He said he'd report me to the Gestapo, that I would be severely punished, possibly killed.
But you still refused.
I did. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think he's lying. I believed him right up until the end there, but when he said he didn't do it, it was his gun that shot the guy. So, I think everything else was true. I think Faltman told him to do it, but I think he gave in. I think he's just trying to clear his own conscience.
I left the room. Outside the cell, I met Kibitz, who was about to enter, a gun in his hand, cocked. The next thing I hear is the shot.
Yeah, we know that's a lie because of the report from the leader who said his driver was with him when Faltman knocks on his door again. Alright, so we gotta find the last clue still. Oh, there we go.
For how long did Mr. Faltman talk to Mr. Schwarz?
It was just a short meeting, maybe for a couple of minutes.
Alright, so we're good to go here. I think I know the
So what you
information.
are saying is that Mr. Kibitz shot him.
He did indeed. I know it.
But why would he do that? What was his reason?
What do I care about his reason? What he did was wrong. That's why I'm glad the case has been reopened. You break the rules, you get punished. That's the way it should be.
We will make sure the right people face the consequences, Mr. Schickert. Thank you for coming in.
The pleasure is all mine. Goodbye, Miss Katz.
That's all the witnesses. Let's see if I can make some sense of this.
So, I know it doesn't balance out the morning, but there's at least some good news today.
She
One
get me
word,
those files?
Berlin.
Did the document center come through?
Here you go. Personal files for Kibitz, Schickert, and Faltman.
Finally.
Right? Just in time.
I know that you have just questioned the last witness. Have you discovered any new leads? With a few calls, I might be able to get hold of a few more urgent documents for you. But I would need to do so right now, and I can't guarantee they'll make it in time.
There's no need, Paula. Thank you. I better get back to the reconstruction board then.
Alright, so I've got everything.
Miss Katz.
Yep, I've got everything. Oh, my phone's ringing.
Esther Katz speaking. Hello? Anybody here? Hello? Great. Just what I needed now.
Oh, isn't that
Not
adorable?
disconcerting in the slightest.
Not really. I mean, they aren't bullying me around. I could care less what they say. Alright, suspects. We have new information here. The following. The NS file contains the following information about Herman Kibitz: number, join date, rank, local group member, career path, hairdressing trade, soldier from 1939 to 1944, Volkstrom member, worked as a driver, no criminal record except for begging, annotations proven to be a good member at NSDAP, file closed on May 1946. Hence the following information: join date, local, 2 years trade school, locksmith apprenticeship. Nothing else on him. Interesting. He was also a local group member. Base manager, local group leader, head official. SA Reserve. Elementary school, tailoring apprenticeship, married, 2 children. Son fell in Russia, no criminal record. Yeah. I'm gonna say that this one is Faltman, most likely. But it doesn't really matter. I don't think I need this document. Alright. Let's go ahead and try to reconstruct this now. Alright. Finish it. You can now finish your theory you want to present at court. Once you're ready, just talk to Paula so she can start preparing the indictment. Alright. Order the execution. Everybody agrees Schwartz did. So that one we're good on. Actually, let's just jump to number 2. Who went to the cell where Naumann was held captive? It was Schickert and Faltman. And part of that is because of the information from Schwartz, as well as Schickert's information. Who resisted the order? I'm going to say, actually, Schickert defies the order. Who was threatened with the Gestapo? Who threatened with the Gestapo if the order was refused? Faltman did. Who shot Schickert? And Kibitz is not there for that either. Alright, so let's try this over and see. Alright, I think I'm good there.
Esther Katz?
Essie, it's good to hear your voice. I hope I'm not disturbing you. I didn't like how we ended our last conversation. I know your mother's little parties are hard enough on you already. I shouldn't have brought up your work in the first place. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lose my temper like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with it's alright.
Don't worry about it, Father. I know you are just worried.
I was. I still am, but it's no excuse. With that said, I'm calling because of a different matter. It's close, isn't it? Your first trial?
You know what? I'm excited and I'm confident. I'm gonna go with I'm excited though. It is my first.
I can't wait.
I know the feeling well. The facts on your side, all the statements lined up just so, the big speech prepared. It's intoxicating. Sometimes too intoxicating. Don't let it get to your head.
Thank you, Father.
But Esther, after the trial, I'm sorry, but please, please remember what we've talked about. It's not too late to leave. Nobody would think less of you.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna see this through.
I
I'm
would
gonna
like
be
to see
strong.
this through, Dad.
I see.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry him about threat letters. I don't think. I think he would have mentioned one possibly. So I'm gonna say goodbye.
I have to go now, Father. Goodbye.
Good luck, Prosecutor Katz.
That way we don't leave him with any worry. Alright, so we're supposed to go talk to Paula, I believe. Oh, talk to Peters. I almost forgot about that. Alright, we need to talk to Peters. There's nothing else really to do right now. I can't figure out how to get into that, planning, as he had said. Maybe I'll get it here.
What?
I'm gonna be nice and say bedtime.
Bad time?
Not like there's any other. But yes. Tell me, Katz, has anyone been to my office?
I don't know. Yeah, I really don't
Not
know.
that I know of.
No help, unsurprisingly.
So, what is this about?
Someone was here. Just don't say anything. Someone was here, in my office, going through my documents, through my files, through my cases.
Why do you think someone was here?
I have my ways of knowing.
Alright, let's just agree with him.
Right.
Oh, for... Yes, right.
I'm gonna go with I believe him.
So, what can we do?
Well, Wait. You believe me? That's a new one. Huh. Thank you. I think. Right. What now? I wish I knew. More locks? I need to at least change the current ones. That's for sure.
What do you have here anyway? What's the case?
All right. It might actually be for the best if somebody else is also familiar with it. Just in case. And it's not like you can be my thief. So what's the harm?
Yeah, let's not antagonize him with either of those. Let's go ahead and say I'm
All
listening.
ears.
What do you know about the camps?
Yeah, we're talking about the internment camps for the Jewish people.
Enough to know I'd rather not learn more.
If only we had that luxury. Imagine this. Hundreds, or even 1,000 prisoners per barrack. A block of those surrounded by electrified barbed wire. Overcrowded, makeshift wooden structures as the only place to sleep. Cold, cramped quarters. Hunger, illness, vermin, death. Children, women, old people, it made no difference. All forced to do brutally hard labor. And worse. Then there's the rest of the camp. A moat along the border, followed by 2 layers of, again, electrified fences and walls. Watchtowers along the entire length, of course, with searchlights and machine guns. And here, get to the case. Should anyone try to escape, Camp Guard were on strict orders to immediately shoot to kill. No warning shots, no nothing. just kill the prisoner. Any hesitation would be punished. But the number of such incidents is... it's far too high. It just doesn't add up.
Huh. I mean, I could ask why he thinks is going on, but I'm going to ask how he can prove
All
it.
right, so you need to prove they lied. How do you do it?
You're thinking too small. It's not just the guard, not just what they did. It's that they were allowed to do it. Do you really think their superiors didn't know what was happening? Do you think it was some kind of unauthorized behavior? Rest assured, it was very authorized. So yes, we need to prove they lied, that they murdered the prisoners. But more importantly, I, need to prove who knew about it and allowed it to happen. And let me tell you, the suspect list, it's something.
Alright, so we did get entrusted with the work, which is very cool. Alright, so that's all we got left is let Paula prepare the indictment. I just want to make sure there's no way I can actually, like... Oh. There's where I can do the conclusions. Alright, so we got conclusion prepared here. Who went to the cell with Mr. Nallman? Was held captive. Alright, so... First thing I want for this... is going to be in the old case file. As I sort of showed you guys at the beginning here. I mean, I wish I could highlight it, but yeah. That's going to be our first piece there from Schwartz. Then we will have transcript here. No, not his. His. There is no way to label it. I wonder. Let me get out of this real fast. Alright, so it's a good thing I came back in here, otherwise I might have screwed this up. Let's go back to the case file and see here. Can I go in and mark on the transcript? I'd like to mark on the transcript. No, not allowed to. Alright, so then we'll just do it this way. Oh, now I gotta do this piece again. That's alright. We can do that again. Alright, so we'll go with this next. We have to have another piece that says that he stayed behind. Oh, you know what? How about in the suspect stuff? It says that he worked as the driver. Yeah. Attention, miscast answer. Yeah, alright. So Kibbitz stay behind, driver stay. There we go. Let's go ahead
It
and do
must
that.
have been like this.
Okay, I thought she was going to read it there. I was waiting for it. Alright, who resisted the order? Alright, so we've got the transcript here. That says he resisted the order. So we're going to submit that. Let's see. I'm not sure on this one. Take a look into dismissals for insubordination. Alright, so we do have a dismissal for insubordination, don't we? Yeah, I'm actually going to want to go out of that one for right now. Let's go with this one. So we have testimony from Faltman that you know what, that's not that good of... This is challenging, this really is. Alright. Who, so I can do this. I guess I should follow their instructions on it. Let's go with background information. Oh, actually, I know on this one. Alright, so let's go here. So we want this. Yes, that says the type of caliber. And then we want suspects. We want the gun information. This one. With the little tag on it. That's always a nice idea. I wish I could do that for all of these. I'm just wondering. It frustrates me. I want to be able to put tags on everything. So we have a tag there, we have the tag on the gun one. We need a tag here. But I can't put a tag on it. Alright, so we'll just have to leave it that way. Let's just put that tag on it. Let's go to it. Alright, so let's go here. Old case. Boom. We need that. Submit that there. We're going to go case file. Suspects. We're going to need the gun next. There. Submit that. And then we will need this here. Suspects. That right there. That should tie it together quite nicely.
It must have been like this.
Alright. Alright, so we have the previous denunciation. I'm wondering on certain papers, can I should check. Alright, so I know what the paper I need is on this one then. Suspect was arrested by the Gestapo. Yeah, I can't put a bookmark on it anywhere. Wait a second here. I think I have an idea. I'm gonna actually leave that. Actually, I didn't need to leave that. Yeah, I already got rid of that. So let's go ahead and leave there entirely. And go here. Into the case file. I need to read something here. I just realized something. Alright, so... Suspect was arrested by January 5th, 1945. Alright, January 5th, 1945. And the thing I'm thinking about is... he rose to power at the same time. So that's a good thing. Nothing here. He was just at that position. Yeah, I'm gonna use those two files definitely. Alright. Actually, let's see here. What is... Still says, previous denunciations. I mean, I could go with what he says here. I think I'm gonna go with that.
Now I can see it.
Just take a look into dismissals for insubordination. I'm not sure on that one. I think it's got to be the same paper again, but I'm not sure. I mean, we have his word that he resisted it. Let's see what other testimony we had. Huh. Trying to figure out what evidence would help here. Maybe something in the old case. Sorry, this part's a bit slow, but I need to get this right, I feel like. Just not sure here. Trying to think of which one would be best here. I'm thinking that this might be beneficial. This does talk about insubordination. It's weak, but might work. second. Oh, I think I might have found it. Let me go back here. Where was this? 28th April 1945. Then if we go down here, 20th of April 1945, he was dismissed. That says it right there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So yeah, he was dismissed on the day that it happened because of the insubordination.
Now I can see it.
Alright. This is the one I'm least certain about, so let me think about this a bit more. Alright, I think that his testimony where he says Faltman did it definitely works. I think it works.
This makes sense.
I mean, it says successful combined. I don't know if that's true, like if that means it's actually worked or not. This, I think, is pretty straightforward here. And we've got the fact that he was shot here by this gun. Here we have the gun. And then we have he is the one that has the access to that gun. I mean, I think it works. I really do.
This makes sense.
Alright, so we've got conclusions prepared for everything. Let's try it, see what happens. I'm really nervous because I don't want to screw this up on my first case. But I think I'm ready.
Miss Katz, are you finished with the case?
I
Yes.
believe I'm done, yes.
Right. I'll start writing the indictment then. I hope we can get some justice here. Shall we go to court then?
Yes, let's go to court.
Let's go to court.
Alright, tutorial. Court preparations. Once your investigation is complete, you'll have to go to court to present the case in your jury. The court day will automatically begin after you end the final day as usual. You can help to prepare your conclusions in theory and blueprint in advance, although you do not need to do so. Alright, well, you know what? I think I'm going to leave this on a cliffhanger then, and we will have the court day in the next episode. Sorry to tease you like that, but it's only a day away. I want to sort of, I don't know if it's going to be a full day or if it's going to be a very short thing or what. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait till tomorrow for the court day. I'm hoping also that tonight, tonight is going to be my Sunday, but it's actually Monday night. And I'm hoping to record throughout the night so I can get pretty much the recordings done for next week. I don't know how many cases are in the game, but I want to play through as much as I can so I get a little bit ahead. That way if I have anything come up this week, it isn't like last time where I have an issue. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'll have some videos for throughout the week done tonight. With that in mind though, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and click that like button. And if you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I hope to see you back for Court in the Darkest Files.